Hello, hello. I have a question. I'm curious if maybe you can clarify this for me. Um, when it comes to immigration and the border, what immigrants do you think are being referred to when we're talking about an invasion? An invasion of immigrants into the country that was supposedly built on bringing in immigrants, you know? I mean, this is, I've seen it my whole life, saw it when I was a kid. It's never made sense to me. So maybe you can clarify for me, maybe. Um, why is it that we're supposed to believe America is open to immigration, but then get pissed off when immigrants are coming into the country? It doesn't make any sense. Oh, they're the illegal ones, right? Well, who's that? You can get into the technicalities of it, right? You can, sure. Oh, well, you got to go through the process, do the paperwork. I'm fine with that. Whatever. But that's not what the conversation is. It's just immigrants. This is not a new thing, man. Now, actually, I'll give you an example. I forgot. Hold on. My bad. I didn't think to bring this up because I have talked about this in videos when I've talked about this before. I've seen this all before. All of it. Everything. None of the stuff going on right now is new at all. It is the worst. It is worse. It's worse than what it used to be because that's all I've seen for my entire life. Gets worse. Worse. It never gets better. Some people, I'll say loved ones, believe that some things have gotten better. I don't care about the little things that might have gotten better when they mean nothing to the big picture. Nothing. Because everything, generally, is worse. Every fucking thing. Anyways, wanted to pop that down so I could put this on the screen. I'll do that a little bit though. Okay. I wasn't planning to do this. I wasn't planning to put this on the screen. But I might as well. I might as well. So as I've said many times, I remember everything going on right now happening in the 90s. I do. In 1995, Bill Clinton warned about illegal immigration and said we needed more border security. I remember that. And it happened in the 80s as well. I remember it as in the 80s. Was it Ronald Reagan? I think. I guess. Probably. I don't know. But I mean, immigration has always been a topic in political nonsense. Clinton said he was working to stop taxpayer money from being handed to illegals. Now at the wide open southern border, Democrats scream if you merely use the term illegal. Yeah, that I get. There is a language war, race war. That's, again, nothing new. And when it comes to stuff like this, whenever they say Democrats are doing this, I'm like, no. I am sick to death of these fucking, you can see this on the screen, this guy's blocked. I block morons. I block morons, among other people. Like I've said it before, I block politicians, I block corporations, I block all kind of stuff. So I think, let me see, I don't remember, I think this guy has done a show, yeah. No, he's a clown. He's a fucking clown, whatever. To me anyways, that's my opinion, my perspective. It doesn't mean he doesn't say good things here and there, whatever. It doesn't mean we wouldn't agree on stuff. I just think he's a fucking clown moron. So whatever. Okay. But that's how I mean, look, man, I am full of rage and hate. That's all I have right now. I'm sorry. It sucks. I don't like it, but that's what this is. It's what it reminds me of something somebody told me years ago, several years ago. It was a friend I had made through Twitch streaming, and one day he told me that I had become bitter. I had become bitter and angry. And I never had I think about it back onto it all the time because it just, I didn't know how to respond to that at the time, because later on I figured it out. I was like, if you thought I became bitter and angry, you never knew me, because I have always been bitter and angry. I'm angrier, sure. As like I said, things have only gotten worse. Why would I not be angrier? Anyways, funny thing about this real quick that also made me think of something. Just real quick for fun, okay, because we're talking about Bill Clinton here, right? How about Bill Clinton? All right. Motherfucker, I'll have to get it on another screen. I hate when it does it. It does it on this browser. It was just working a second ago, but I've noticed like sometimes a clip will start and then it won't finish. Oh, here we go.
Together we can make America great again. Hold up. I believe that together we can make America great again. Hold up. I believe that together we can make America great again. Hold up.
All right, sorry about the volume there. I was monitoring it. I saw that it was a bit loud. Sorry, forgot to test that. I had to lower it a lot too. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. I'll see you later, I guess. But yeah, man, you want to talk about the same shit, the same old shit. I remembered "Make America Great Again." I couldn't remember who said it before, because to me, all of them have "Build Back Better, Make America Great." These are not new slogans. They're not "Build Back Better" isn't new either. Been around. I mean, I remember hearing especially "Make America Great Again" when I was very young, very young. "Build Back Better," I'm pretty sure I've heard before, you know, Biden's thing. But I definitely recognized "Make America Great Again." I came across this like a week or two ago, this specific clip, and I was like, oh, there it is. You know, like that's something to say because that's funny. No, it's everything is the same. I thought about playing this, but I'm not going to. As far as the border thing, I talked about it recently on a different video I did briefly. It was part of the video, just talking about stupid things. And I don't understand borders in the first place. I don't understand countries. I can understand having a people or a tribe or whatever, right? A society, I suppose, right? A town, a city, a people that you need to protect maybe from intruders or bad intentioned people, whatever, right? I can understand that, but this is a world that we share, that we were born into. We're all born into this same world. Well, whatever. I was gonna go a little too hypothetical, but you know, we're all people, man. Even if we're not people, like I mean, I like, for example, do you like animals? Do you like cats and dogs? You know, birds, bears, whatever, right? Like I'm a big fan of dolphins and wolves and eagles. They're beautiful creatures to me. Like I said, I love them. They're just really cool to me. And now I'm a fan of bears too. Like that's a new one for me. I just came across some stuff. Came across some bear videos just randomly, you know, and I was like, oh, that's neat. But yeah, no, the more I learn about any type of creature, the more interested I am. You know, the more beautiful they are to me and stuff like that. So, you know, just loving life and living creatures, you know, like there's no reason that we would ever just automatically dislike a creature or a person from their existence alone. Right? But we are taught these things. We're taught to believe in cultures that are worse or better than our own or whatever. Well, I guess in most cases we're taught to think we're superior to others, right? You know, and I think about that because it comes to the immigration thing. Like I don't understand, like the borders and countries and stuff. That's all To me, it's all about money. The same with anything. Same with anything. You can't do anything without money in this society. In society, if you're outside of society somehow, living in the woods and whatever, then you're out of it, right? But if you're in it, you're linked. You're automatically a part of these systems. That's just how it is. You live in this city, in this society. You are stuck within whatever's being forced on you. It's not even a choice. There's no choice in it. Anyways, I don't understand, or it's not that I just don't agree with the idea of borders and countries. But again, like I said, I can't understand needing to, or if ever needing to defend your family and loved ones. If for whatever reason, I have seen some true evil. I have. But I haven't experienced it. Like on a personal human to human level. Systemically, yes. So true evil in the system, 100%. Been aware of that for most of my life. Not I didn't know as how deep it all really was and whatever, but I did recognize an evil system. But I mean, on a personal person to person level, I've never experienced someone coming at me with a machete and cutting my body parts off and stuff. I've never experienced that. And in most cases, even when I encounter like a jerk or whatever, right? Like in most cases, nobody's actually trying to murder myself or someone. In most cases, if there's a bystander, I would say stop, don't do that, right? Like, it's funny if somebody's doing any type of aggressive type of thing. I have seen some crazy stuff though, and people do get crazy. I mean, I know I could unleash, and I don't want to. I mean, I kind of do, but I don't. Anyways, that would take more discussion, or kind of. I just don't want to get into it. I don't like being angry. I don't like being hateful. Because I feel it. Like, it hurts me more than it hurts anybody else. If you think I've said some mean things and been rude and whatever, if you think it hurts you just hearing those words, you're not feeling it. You're not feeling this overwhelming hate and anger that's been destroying me. It's not easy and fun or anything. It's very hard. Anyways, I had seen. I forgot. I was just reminded. I saw a fight. It was just one of those things I saw online. I don't remember how I came across it. It was probably a racial thing. But there was this fight, and this girl, and I don't know if she meant to. I know she meant to hurt her. I don't think she meant to kill her. I know she meant to hurt her. This girl throttled this chick, man. She picked her up and slammed her head into the concrete twice, and you could hear it the second time. And I was not surprised to see that girl not moving after that and the rest of the clip, because the clip kept moving and they were following people around and whatever, but I saw that girl still lying there and I was like, oh, she's fucking gone. One sec. Sorry. I think she did mean to hurt her. I mean, she might have had meant to kill her, but I don't think so. I think she really just wanted to hurt her, And she went at her, and then yeah, I don't know if that girl actually survived. I'm curious. It wasn't, that clip was specifically about the fight. It wasn't about like the news of this girl dying. So I don't know. I didn't get into that. It does make me curious about going back and trying to find that and see what happened. That was sad. That was really sad. That was very sad to me, because like I have that anger in me. I have that hate in me, but for people in power, as much as I get pissed off at regular people for being stupid and saying stupid things and whatever, and I might even wish them death because I think they're so stupid or whatever, but they wouldn't be people like, that's just out of anger. in the moment kind of a thing. I've said it before. I know who the real enemy is, and everybody should. It should be pretty obvious. It should be. It should be. You know, who's they? If you don't know who they is, you're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot. You're stupid. You have no brains. You have no thoughts of your own. Because if you did, you would be able to recognize it. Anyways, I always think it's funny about immigration. I've never understood, but because here I'll give you, the reason it's always been stupid to me is because America, right, has always supposedly been about inviting the immigrants in. No, we gotta save them from their horrible countries, from their third worlds, right? We gotta save them from where they live, that we're apparently killing, you know, right? But then on top of that, at the same exact time, no, they're invading us, the immigrants. No, we can't let them in. We got to protect ourselves from the immigrants. So it's like, come on, man. Like, how do you not recognize that for being complete nonsense? It's just stupid. And again, I can understand people that want to be in the fantasy land of, oh, well, they're just not doing it legally. That's nonsense. It's fucking nonsense. It's a lie. It's crazy getting into that realm of politics or whatever, because I've come across the beliefs and the writings of, oh, what's the word, where you like replace one race with another one by slowly over time, and I had heard this before too. You know, mixed sex and mixed race and this and that. And who would have a problem with that in the first place, right? Like, number one, like, that's another contradiction. It's a part of it is like, we're not racist, but we need to have sex with our own kind so that we're not wiped out or whatever, kind of a thing. Like, it's it's weird to me, man. It is. It's funny. I also get it. I mean, when you look into histories, right, multiple different histories and stuff like that, you can see like a certain type of culture or whatever, even if it's not wiped out, right, like physically or violently, it disappears. So that's a part of what they will talk about. Like, there's one thing called the clergy, however you pronounce it. I don't remember. It's something about getting rid of white people. And my sister had mentioned something to me because she overheard one of the shows I was listening to, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, it had me a little worried because like I heard them talking about like the Jews and stuff," and I was like, "Oh no, I'm not into that. I don't hate it doesn't make me go after, oh no, the Jews are the bad guys or anything. It doesn't do that for me. That will never work on me." It doesn't mean I can't recognize that there are a certain type of people with a certain type of power and position, you know, that is very recognizable. That's just it's like a lot of things people don't want to compare something. Like it's like, to me, everything going on in society as far as like what's happening with the technology and the surveillance and the policy of what they keep trying to push and have been pushing for my whole life. But we can say that it's easy to ignore because, oh, they've been doing that for so long. But the fact is while they've been doing that for so long, it's also slowly increasingly gotten worse. So even when, you know, say we talk about climate change, right? They've been talking about that for at least 100 years, if not longer. I'm sure they were talking about it for 1,000 years, probably. The fact is that the policies have changed and reflected the nonsense that they keep. Like, another example would be overpopulation. I've never believed that was even possible. It doesn't make sense to me. I would have to see it to believe it. I can understand cities are packed with lots and lots of people, but have you ever traveled anywhere in the anywhere like at all? If you go out into just the world, right, and you go on the road and you go on a long road trip, you're gonna see so much empty, just nothing, man, just nothing, Nothing. All right. The world is not overpopulated at all. Anyways, I don't remember why that reminded me of that. Just different stupid things over time. So the lies have always been there. The same lies, but the restrictions have grown. The one thing I had said before that I'd never seen before personally, I hadn't seen it. Somebody else might have seen it here, might have been done in another country. I imagine it's probably been done in other countries before it was also done here. So a lot of people point out the technology that we have is first practiced in other countries. They see how it works there, and then they bring it here. And we're talking about the negative stuff, not the positive, like whatever, like, robots are supposed to do our work for us so that we don't have to work. Meanwhile, we know that's not what's happening. That sure, they take over our jobs, but we're not actually living better because of it. No, things get worse. It's weird. I don't get it. I don't understand how the people in power that have that type of control and whatever and it doesn't have to be this way. It's really weird, but they don't do better for people. They don't. It's a fact. This is a fact. It's not. Anyways, why was I saying that? Crap. I know I had a point. But anyways, yeah. So these things they're the same arguments, same stories, same lies, but things have gotten worse. Oh yeah. So I had never seen mandates for like the masking and the 6 foot distance stickers. Those were everywhere where I lived. Everywhere. There wasn't a single store that didn't have a mask sign on the fucking entrance. You can't come in without a mask. 6 foot stickers it was nuts, man. It was fucking nuts. And they will do it again. I said this before when I was seeing these things. When if you've seen my past videos, if you have, I said it. COVID's not over, and I didn't mean the virus. I didn't mean the infection. I meant the restrictions and all the bullshit that they're trying to pull. I've been saying that. I remember there was a time last year or the year before, I forget. There was a time where like people were talking about it, and apparently like Alex Jones predicted like a specific date that they were going to do the mandates again. That didn't happen. But I was saying it before that story. I was saying it probably months or a year before that story came out. I said that they're going to bring it back. And it could. I also at the time had said it could be another 10 years before they do it. It could be. I didn't expect it to be. I expected it to already have happened again. I did. I did predict that it. I forgot. I think I could look it up on my Discord. There's a couple predictions I've saved for myself for fun, because I was thinking about it. I was like, but I forgot. I did predict that we might see another forced mandate this year in either October or November. I forgot about that until just now. Like, you know what? Let's see what happens. Either October or November, we're gonna see. Maybe, right? That was my prediction like a year or two ago. So I don't know. Anyways, I didn't mean to talk about all these different things, but yeah. So the immigration has always confused me because of that contradiction. We bring people in, we save them from their third worlds and la 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 la, whatever, all the nonsense. But then, a second later, we gotta stop the invasion. They're gonna come in and kill us. Okay. Like, and that story has never changed, man. It's both at the same time, and I don't know if that's why people just manage to go along with certain things, because they're picking a side, right? instead of recognizing the contradictions and the bull crap involved with this, they just pick a side. Which one do you rather believe, right? It's the same people telling you these two different stories every time. It's always the same people. So instead of recognizing that same, what is it called, apparatus or whatever? I think it's apparatus, right? Whatever, the MSM, Instead of recognizing that MSM is full of shit, your politicians are full of shit, and they're all lying, and they're all saying two things at once. Speaking from both sides of the mouth. Instead of recognizing that, people just pick what they prefer to believe in, and be like, "Oh, well, I like this one," right? So that's the one I'm gonna go with. It kind of reminds me of the definition of patriot. There's two different definitions of patriot, and they contradict each other. Have you ever looked it up? It's hilarious to me. I looked it up like a few years ago, and I was like, because I hadn't looked up the definition of patriot in a long time, and I was curious because I kept the idea of patriot has always pissed me off. But I've never understood why anybody would be proud of this country. I've never understood it. I just haven't. Doesn't make sense to me. Our country treats its own citizens like complete shit. And that's on top of whatever we're supposed to believe about the wars that they do everywhere. As far as what we're aware of, what we're told by them. It's not like random people off the street are telling me we're at war and la la la, and we're invading these other places and that we're taking their oil, which was hilarious to me when Trump said that, just as like, yeah, it's our oil. That's some funny stuff, dude. It's all just so stupid, man. It really is. But yeah, so I'm supposed to be proud of my country. What for? Why? Can you give me one single reason to be proud of my country? One. And of course, it would have to be one I agree with and couldn't counter argue, like one. What? And my favorite to that is most people's first answer. And in my experience in the past, the first answer would always be free speech. You get to say what you think. Well, we know, especially now in the past few years, that is incorrect. It always has been. It's always been wrong. It's always been a lie. It's always been an illusion. But that illusion should have just been obliterated in the past few years alone. Obliterated. This should be fucking gone. If you still see that illusion, you have no brain. There's no thoughts going on up here. There's none. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you're stupid and just dumb and that's it. I'm sorry. It's funny. I'm just like, it's so funny. Like, I'm sorry that you're stupid. Like what a messed up thought. But it's funny. It's just a funny one. Like what? Anyways, again, I'm not trying to offend people. I'm not trying to. I know it would. But that's not. I'm just like, come on, man. How do you not see? What the fuck? How am I supposed to not believe that you're stupid when you believe stupid shit and tell me stupid shit? But you don't think, like, I'm not supposed to think you're stupid? Like, I don't know, man. I've been stupid. I'm not. I have been wrong. I have been stupid. I have made mistakes, like, I have also believed stupid shit. So I can understand when somebody's calling me stupid when I'm saying stupid shit. Like, it makes sense. I don't know. It makes sense. Like, you should be called out and you should be corrected when you're wrong. Just, whatever. Just generally. I like learning when I'm wrong, and it's rare. I'm not. I mean when I'm stubborn about something that I truly believe, right? Like, it's hard to come off of that. Like, when you are so stuck on it, I get it, man. When you're stuck on a belief, it's something that you've known your whole life, whatever kind of a thing, right? Like, somebody has to truly prove to you that is incorrect. You can't just say it's incorrect. You gotta show and make it make sense, kind of a thing, right? So I get that. I understand that. So I've been, that's when I thought it was the most fun. There was a few things in my life. Not this one wasn't fun. The COVID thing was not fun. But there was a few things before in my life where I had learned that I was wrong, and I was so sure of it, though. Like, I was so sure. And it was not easy, and I did feel stupid. Oh, I felt deeply stupid, for when I found out I really was wrong. I was like, no, what? how can I be so set on that? You know, like that was a few things that, and each time that happened to me, I was grateful. It's not a fun feeling to feel stupid and whatever, and to be wrong. But I was grateful that I now understood the correct way of it or whatever, you know, like I'd rather learn the correct part than to always be wrong. You know, that's all. That's all. Um, you know, whatever, man. Anyways, back to the immigration thing. Like, I don't. It's just weird to me. It really is. I still can't believe. I was so glad I came across that clip from "We Need to Make America Great Again" by Bill Clinton. That is hilarious, dude. Let me see real quick what all I have on immigration. Oh, this was funny. Okay, hold on. Let me see what this was because hold on a sec. 25. I think I watched this too. All right, so here I'll give you a quick example of what I would when I've said in the past that I have tried really hard to understand why anybody would like Trump. For one example, just for one example, because there's many. I use Trump because, like, to me, it's so obvious that this guy's a piece of shit. It's so obvious that he's a liar. It's so obvious that he's a con man, and he should have never been put up as a candidate at all for the so-called president of the United States. Neither should have Biden. That should not have been a thing, especially if you know his history and his past. He shouldn't be up there either. No American in their right mind that actually knows the history of these people would ever vote on any of these motherfuckers. Okay? If your vote mattered. If it even mattered, you would not be voting for these fucking people. And what's the other one, right? Oh, you can't vote third party because you'll just ruin the election. It's all the same old stupid garbage. But even then, you still wouldn't vote for any of these people if you know about them. Anyways, so I had watched hours of Trump speeches. Hours. There's one he was addressing like a company. He was at like a company of some kind. And he was just talking to them about their business. I don't remember why I watched that specific one. I watched a few, hours of Trump. Trying to figure out why friends and family like this guy. He's a piece of shit on camera in front of the fucking, let's just say America instead of the world, in front of all of Americans that are paying attention to this TV shit, and they can't recognize this man right in front of your face saying worse things than I would to your, because I'll call you stupid and shit. But man, that is insane to watch this guy up there, like literally, like pick on a female reporter and trash on her gender, right? Like, I don't care about the gender thing. I mean, just as far as like normal sexism, right? This dude was trashing on women left and right, man. And reporters asking him questions. Like, I wish I could remember what he said to this lady. I was like, wait, he just said that on TV and the people cheered this shit on? Are you, what in the fuck is happening? We really are an idiocracy, for real. That's for fucking real. That is the world we live in, man. Anyways, so I came across this one. This press conference with Butler, Ohio Sheriff Rick Jones is a million times more important than the Super Bowl. Oh, my reply. See, it used to show you. Okay, cool. My reply is near the top. I was gonna say it. Normally, if when you're looking at somebody's tweet that you reply to, your tweet for whatever reason usually shows at the top. For yourself, probably not for everybody, but for yourself. But it's same thing on YouTube. Like if you comment on YouTube, usually if you go back to that video, you'll see your comment to the top. I actually like that because it's hard to go find your own comment. If when you're way down, right? I don't even bother, right? I've seen it before, so that's kind of a new change. I don't like a year or two or something, right? Like it's newer that's happened. Like they start putting your own comment at the top, and I'm like, that's interesting. Your comment certainly isn't there to other people, right? Like if you replied 10 minutes later, an hour later, your comment is not going to be at the top. Anyways, let me see what I said to this. I just thought this was funny because this was retweeted. Whatever, this was retweeted by someone. Everybody needs to watch this. It's more important than the Super Bowl. My reply, oh yeah, because I was replying to somebody else who retweeted him. You pathetic clowns, are you bigots, or are you just really stupid? Because in this video, and I quoted it here, our elections were hacked by Russia. That's what the sheriff says. Our elections, the sheriff's elections, not American elections, not the president elections, the sheriff elections for who's going to be sheriff or whatever in their little thing, right? Was hacked by Russia. I'm not kidding. He literally says that in this fucking video, this 25-minute long video. Oh yeah. And it's related to the border. That's right. They were talking about the border. In relation to the border and what's going on, our elections were hacked by Russia. This was a few years, or at least a couple years after Russia was debunked. Even I can't. Did MSM debunk it? I can't. I don't think so. I have to look. I don't know if I saved that. They might have admitted it at some point, but I know there's a lot of stuff you can find pointing out that no, Russia didn't interfere or whatever. You know, elections are fucking fake. They're not real. Your votes don't matter. But he's talking about the border and how Russia hacked the sheriff's election system. Oh, it Russia, China, Russia, China, Russia, China. Remember Trump and TikTok? And I just did that TikTok video. Russia, fucking China, TikTok, China, TikTok, Chinese spy balloon. This guy said the same thing, the fucking balloon. So he's talking about the border. They're talking about their elections being hacked by Russia and the Chinese balloon. This is why I called them pathetic clowns, and I asked them if they're bigots or just really stupid. Like, how does that, the fuck, man? Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me, man? So look, I can understand that there are evil people in the world, and it's possible they're trying to get into this country. It's also possible that there's stories out there like the Democrats are letting all the, and that's how they're going to get people to vote Trump, right? Literally, it's always a one thing. It's always a one issue thing, and that's a story I've heard for all my life. One issue. We go by one issue. And if you like that one thing that this person says they agree with you on, whatever, you're like, all right, I'm voting for them, yay! And you never really look into the thing. You don't look at all the things that they're lying about. It's like the fucking fraud squad, AOC, fucking Cory Bush, and I forget who else. Bullshit. You know, they went on stage and said all these things, and then when it came to the actual policy in Congress and Senate, they never did what they said they were going to. They did the exact opposite, like they all do, all of them. They're just liars, man. They lie on TV and then they go into it. Apparently, if they even go in, right? But it's all a show. They go and they do the complete opposite of what they're saying they're gonna do. Every time, every damn time, every time. I don't remember why I got into that. It's all related, you know, whatever, man. Yeah, so now they're saying, I mean, and this has happened before. This is not the same thing happened during 9/11. Do you remember that? Desert Storm? Do you remember in 9/11? I remember because it's all the same. I recognize. I'm just like, during 9/11, at around the same period, right? It was probably before and after, but they had the same thing happening where they were like, they're getting through the border. They're getting through the border. We gotta stop them at the border. It's always the same stories, the same things. And again, what will always confuse me about that is why are we supposed to be afraid of immigrants when we're also supposed to be the welcome immigrants country? Welcome, come in. When? The hell, man? What happened there? Can you clarify for me? Where's that? Like, what? I've said this before. If I had a better vocabulary, I'd be able to express it more and then maybe put a better question. But because I know that somebody could come up with the technical answers of, you know, why they need to be through paperwork. Like, I'm not against that. I understand doing a process of paperwork and whatever, you know, like, sure, fine. But generally speaking, we're supposed to just hate immigrants because they're crossing the border, you know? They're just people, man. And I will always think this is funny. And I remember this happened during the so-called, well, not even, whatever, the Ukraine-Russia invasion. We were very welcome to all the white people, all the civilized people. Do you remember that? I don't know if you saw that. This was on MSM. Oh, we want those people because they're civilized, unlike the savages that are not white. It's pretty funny. Oh yeah, so I'd come across the Kalergi plan or whatever, and I told my sister about it, and she laughed, and well, rightfully so. I mean, I can understand her response, because I've had the same thoughts and stuff. And she was like, even if that were true, like, you know, we can see that that's not what's happening, sort of. I mean, we really can't, though. We really can. If I've something I've thought about is like, as far as the Earth is concerned, and the countries and the borders and this and that, I don't even know. And I would guess. I would bet that there's more countries or more land in the world that we live in that is not on our globe and not on our maps that we learn from and look at. I'm saying there's more. I would bet on it. Now I could be wrong, but I would bet on it. I would bet that there's way more to the world than what we're aware of as far as what we're taught and shown. I would bet on it. Could be wrong, but I would bet on it. That's why when people ask me where I want to go, like if I were to move out of America and whatever, I'm like, I don't know. I want to go somewhere I've never heard of. You know, and some people will tell me, or they'll tell me like, oh, but people have been around the world. That's why we know that it's correct. And I'm like, you know, I have not seen it for myself, and I won't believe it unless I see it for myself. And that's how I am generally with most things. It's not it's just how I've been. Like whatever. That's why I can be stubborn about certain things. Once I see it and experience it for myself, and I live that, and that's what I know for my life, you're not gonna just tell me that I'm wrong. You have to show me where I'm wrong. You know, and I think anytime anybody's stubborn about something, that's usually probably gonna be the case. It's just they know that thing, right? Like it's been like that for them all they've ever known. So you really would have to show them the difference. You would really have to show someone like where it's wrong and how it's wrong and whatever. Otherwise, you know, like whatever. I was trying to think of an example. I know I have some, but I don't. Whatever. I don't care. It's. I mean, I do, but I don't need to explain. I don't care to explain it because it's not where I want to go in this specific topic or whatever. Anyways, so I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not saying that my belief is correct and true. I'm just saying that I believe there's more to the world than what we're shown. That's all. As far as like the land, I can totally recognize that we have mapped out cities and areas in the world, and you can follow a map and you can go to these places like 100%. Duh. You know, I'm not denying that. That would be really stupid for me to deny. I'm not denying it. I would just bet that there's more. That's all, man. That's all. I bet if I were able to travel for myself, I would find more than what I would find on the map. That's what I'm saying. Okay, that's all, man. Anyways, yeah, so went a little bit, quite a bit more off topic than I meant to. It just trips me out, man. It really does, because I can't help but think anybody that is anti-immigrant is literally just a bigot, and not by their own choice. Because I also truly believe that bigotry of any kind at all is taught. It's learned. It's not something that you just naturally are gonna think. It's a way of thinking that's given to you and put in our head. You know, like whatever. Let's say. Yeah, so that's why I'll never get over that. I'll never get over this whole like we're so welcome to immigrants, but only through paperwork. It's like, well, look, I can understand, like I said, I can understand that, but why do you vilify the non-paperwork ones? Like, you make them look like they're evil demons when it's like, what? They're just friggin' people, man. Like, you know, and again, I know there are evil people in the world because our country is run by them. I'm pretty sure every country is run by them. I'm 100% sure of that. I could be wrong. I am stubborn on that. I'm 100% sure that every country that I know of and have heard of and seen and read about, they're all run by evil motherfuckers that pretend on TV there. And they might, they could be just puppets, all, but I mean, they're all in on it, man. Even if they're puppets, they're paid puppets. They are part of that evil. I'm trying. I'm really bad with analogies. I'm trying to think of one, but I'm bad at analogies. I always like say it wrong and stuff, you know, because to me, I oversimplify everything, so I often do really bad analogies. I think about it all the time, because I'm always trying to come up with the good one, and I almost never do. Anyways, I've talked about this for too long, repeated myself for too much. It's something that comes up a lot, though. Oh yeah, you know what? Let me see real quick before, because I brought up the sheriff thing and talked about that real quick, and didn't even show. That was a 20-minute video. I'm pretty sure I watched the whole thing. I'm pretty, because I was going through it. I'm like, so this is all the. It's about the sheriff department, and every single thing that they talk about as far as their own system and a local sheriff system, same propaganda that we had heard about that was already debunked. Already debunked. The Chinese fucking spy balloon. And what was the other one? Crap, I fucking forget because it was in my reply. Oh, their elections hacked by Russia. like, like, come on, man. Holy crap. Let me see what this one is. Oh yeah, that's funny. So check this one out. Hold on a sec. I had responded to a tweet. It was let's see. 1, yes, we must stop messing with other nations. 2, Americans deserve a nation of their own. 3, every other 7.5 billion people on this planet is not an American. Okay. Oh, and then 4, immigrants most certainly, in caps, take jobs from Americans, and that they allow corporations, allow people and corporations to buy cheap labor. Okay. That's always been a thing. Immigrants are going to come and take our jobs. Which I suppose could be true. You know, it's one of my favorite arguments that people make. Is really funny. They're like, well, you don't want to do that job. Sure, we can go with that one, right? We can. I've been a gardener. I've mowed lawns. It was one of my first jobs as a kid. I forgot about this. It was before I even ever got like a legal job, you know, document, whatever. When I was young, I used to do a lot of gardening work. And that's the kind of jobs that they talk about. Like when immigrants are going to come in, they're going to do jobs you don't want to do anyways. That's what they say. And I don't think that's 100% true. I mean, I can agree that a lot of people wouldn't want to do that, but it's a good job. You know, whatever. I just thought it was funny because it's always an argument, right? It's like, oh, they're taking our jobs, you know, right? So they're stealing our jobs with cheap labor is what this person said. And I replied, for whatever reason, our pay went up $1 earlier this year. I forgot, but when I was hired, it's $13 an hour. $13 an hour. I responded to that, and I said, my job pays $13 an hour. I'm white, and I was born in America, and it's always been this way. Now what? Now what? Whose job are they stealing? Whose job are they stealing? Are they stealing my $13 an hour job? Oh, you can fucking have it. I'd rather do garden work and fucking mow lawns. Are you kidding me? You never notice that? How people never notice that? Like, cause we've had people sometimes, on very rare occasion, if we needed like a plumber or something, right? somebody to work on the house or whatever, they get a lot of money. A lot of money. You know this if you've ever paid them. You don't get paid half that fucking much. You know, at these normal jobs and stuff. There was another one too. Now that I've thought about that one, because I'm trying to remember. I don't think I saved it. Oh, I forgot that my camera here is kind of weird, right? Hold on. There, I guess. Whatever. Anyways. Oh yeah, the tax. Hold on, let me. Now I remember what it was. Now I remember. Let me find this real quick. Oh, I guess I didn't save it. Either way, I didn't save it. It was something about taxes. So this person had said something like, and this is just related to, specifically to taxes and money. Okay, not immigration or whatever, but real quick, it just reminded me of that because I was talking about like whose jobs are these stealing, man? I'm getting paid $13 an hour. You think they're stealing my $13 an hour job? Like, no, they're not. No, they're not. And they're more likely getting paid way more mowing people's lawns. That's what I thought about. I was like, shit, maybe I should just go try to mow some lawns. I don't know. No, I don't have a car or nothing, so whatever, it doesn't matter. I guess I could walk a lawnmower around and just go to door and asking people like, hey, you want your lawnmower? I could, I guess, right? Anyways, I had seen this response, or not a response, but a post about like, it was tax related, and they were saying like, oh, they're raising the taxes again, same old thing. And they're like, they expect us to pay $30,000 in taxes, and I wish I remember what exactly they said. And it was a week or 2 weeks ago that it happened. So if I were to even look at my own replies, it would be a while for me to scroll through and find. Anyways, but it just made me think, because I thought it was so funny. He was like, we're gonna have to pay $30,000 in taxes, and I responded to them, and I was like, I would bet 50% of Americans don't even make half that much in a year. I would bet on it. I would bet on it. I could be a little off, right? A little bit off. But no, man, that's crazy, man. I couldn't imagine owing $30,000 in taxes. I have never made half that. Well, a little more than half that much in a year. You know, like stupid. And those are the same people that give advice on money, and those are the same people. You would never in your life, if you only worked a regular minimum wage paying job, you would never in your life owe $30,000 in taxes. You would never own $10,000 in taxes. Not ever. You wouldn't. I mean, I've almost always gotten an earned income credit for being too fucking poor if I file my taxes. Things have gotten worse there. Just like what George Carlin said, they're coming for your pensions, they're coming for your Social Security. I have literally witnessed that for my entire life. I've talked about it before. I've watched the government programs be defunded because we've lived on them. They have given less and less and less and less and less. Same thing with the earned income tax credit, you know. Same thing. So whatever, man. I don't know, it's just funny. Anyways, yeah, I should shut up now. Went on way too long. Didn't mean to go into certain things. I hope somebody has a reasonable answer, if you have one. Something. I'm trying to understand this because I can't believe that I still see people talking about immigration. They still, the same talking points, the same propaganda, the same lies. What the fuck, man. Real quick before I go, these glasses, I'm trying to wear them. This was a new prescription I got like nearly a year ago now. Almost, not quite, but I think nearly a year ago. Wait. Oh. Yeah. Nearly a year ago. They suck. They gave me a really bad prescription. Messes with my nearsight. Because I'm nearsighted. These glasses ruin things for me up close when it comes to small text. Otherwise, they work decently, but they're very awkward. They hurt my eyes. They give me a headache, a small one, and it's not always, but like they're painful. They're not comfortable at all, and I don't mean like the frames. I mean the eyesight is really like I'm trying to force myself to sort of get used to them because I can't afford to just go get them replaced. They screwed me so bad, man. I went back multiple times explaining what was going on, and they made an excuse. I forget what. Basically, I was thinking. I think they changed my prescription, and then they did something weird with it to maybe to try to help me, but I didn't. It's not what I asked for. And when I put on my other glasses that are like 20 years old, I see better with them. That's how I know this prescription is bad. It's bad. It does help with seeing, like, just generally, like, but it really messes up a lot of what I'm trying to see. It's really weird. Anyway, so that's just letting you know what's up with that, just for fun. All right, man. I'll talk to you later. Good luck. Bye bye.